In Matthew 24, 36 through 41, people are taken as in the days of Noah. But in the days of Noah, the wicked are taken and the righteous are left. Is this a pattern of the rapture the world is hung up on? I'm quoting the person here. Okay, we've talked about this, before, and I know that, boy, look, in my experience has been there are basically three things that ticks people off faster than anything else. Holidays or holy days. Yes, food. Don't mess with my food, Paul said I could eat that. Well, then eat it, all right? And pre, mid, or post. And my position is this. I believe in the resurrection. I believe in the second coming of the Messiah. I'm not of the opinion that we get out of here before anything bad happens. That's just where I'm at. But to quote the scripture that the person's referring to, in the days of Noah, who was taken away and who was left? The wicked were taken, were they not? Yeshua said, coming of the Son of Man will be like the days of Noah, when men were eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage, and knew not until the flood came and swept them all away. So again, who was taken away in the days of Noah? The wicked. Who was left? Noah and his sons and their families, right? They were the ones left behind. All right? So, and then he goes on, two will be in the mill, they'll be in the bed, they'll be in the field, one will be taken and the other will be left behind. Well, he just established the context is that the wicked are the ones that are taken away, the righteous are the ones that are left. So, yes, I believe, unfortunately, that that little tidbit of information has been overlooked as it relates to the rapture. Now, I believe what Paul describes when he says, and the Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel and the trump of God. And when that trump sounds, the dead and Messiah are going to be raised first, and then we which are alive and remain. I believe in that event, but it's a matter of when. That's the issue. So one last thing, and Miss Beverly's been waiting for a while here to ask a question. I'm good if they're right. I'm okay with that. I have no desire to be a martyr. So I'm good with it if it happens that way, but I don't want to have oil for my lamp and not have oil for my vessel. And the bridegroom delays his coming. And then I have to go out after hours and see if I can find what I need to make it to the wedding. Y'all must have come with a notebook full of questions over there.
Mine's actually just putting in my 2 cents worth, so my 2 shekels. The person who was asking about the tribulation and the rapture, I teach a Wednesday night Bible study. It's kind of funny. I visited a Sunday church after not being in one for like 13 or 14 years and told them I'd like to help with nursery. And then they said, why don't you teach our Wednesday night ladies Bible study? I'm like, okay. Y'all don't know what you got into.
Was that right after they asked you your name, or?
It was not long after I started coming there. I guess nobody stepped up to the plate, but it's been really entertaining because, I've been out of church for a long time. But the ladies were very set on this rapture, and we had started a Revelation study right before all this COVID stuff started. So at the beginning of the class, we didn't have a whole lot of participants, but as soon as we were able to start meeting again, of course, they were all coming, wanting to know the same questions. Is this the tribulation? Is this the 7 years? All that stuff. But they want to talk about the rapture and the COVID, and one of the things that I noticed was back when Satan is talking to God about Job, he says, man will give up anything to save his own life. And that's one of the rapture things, just take us so we don't have to suffer these things. But God says that there's no greater love than a man will lay down his life. So we are end-time witnesses, and our job is to this stuff we've gotten fat on, the Torah, over all these years. We have sat and we have eaten it in and taken it in, and it is time now for us as a people to stand up. And like you were saying earlier, it's time for us to witness to the people now and be willing to lay down our lives and get out there and say, I want to tell you what he wants from you. And I was taking that somewhere, and I just totally lost my train of thought.
Welcome to my world.
Thank you. The rapture. Here we go. I'm back on track again. I explained to them when they were talking about the rapture was that over and over, Yeshua tells us, of course it's Jesus when I'm there, he tells us over and over that we're servants. He calls us servants. And as a servant, our thought process should not be continually on escaping, but as serving. So I really think that was speaking to them that we've been trained to serve. And that's what we need to do, not be praying for an escape. But like you, if we get to vote, I'm saying...
Bring it on. Yeah. Right. Well, in this, you're right, because, look, I have a lot of friends, many, many friends, that are very much, ensconced in the pre-trib rapture. And we do not let it become an issue that divides us. We're still going to be brothers at the end of the day. I just remind them that you're wrong, but no, I don't do that. No, I don't. I'm just joking. But let's take it beyond the rapture and just take it to the whole idea of escaping something that I don't want to have to deal with. Because then that can encompass, a lot of other things as well. Okay? For instance, and I'm going to get in trouble here later. I know people who are in the Messianic Hebrew roots movement that have the same mentality. They're just not looking to escape this way. They're just looking to escape to another country because they believe this is Babylon and Babylon's going to get it. And so we're going to get out of Babylon and go somewhere else and go live in another country, and we're going to hunker down. We're going to be hunker down homies until the smoke clears. All right? So I have the same issue with that as I do with the other, because it is that we are here to serve. Sometimes serving him means to be in the belly of the beast itself. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, if they could have chosen, they wouldn't have been in Babylon. But that's where the Father decided to put them. And in their case, that was in the fiery pit. Who wants to go through that? Nobody I know. But that's where they served him. But by serving him and being willing to lay down their life, if need be, that's where he met them. That's where they had that little encounter with the one who looks like unto the Son of God. So that's the issue to me. It's not the rapture, the pre-trib rapture, any more than it is, I want to get out of here and go to Costa Rica. Nothing against Costa Rica. Okay? But see, here's what's happened, though. People who have left Babylon to go to wherever or keep writing back to Babylon, send us money, we're starving to death. Okay? So what does that tell me? If the safest place to be is exactly where the Father wants you to be. Okay? And he is well able to deliver us from your hand. But if not, we still will not bow to your gods. That's the issue. So thank you.